1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shine and sea. I want to welcome you back to Ham Radio Live, a show about radio for people who like radio. We're glad you're here. Today's the 24th day of April, 2024. Starting up with Billboard's first #1 rock and roll song, Bill Haley and the Comets.
When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7, we'll be right in 7th heaven. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Yep, that was the first one. July of 1955, the song was released a second time, and it hit #1. First #1 on Billboard's pop chart to be a rock and roll song. Bill Haley and the Comets starts us off on Ham Radio Live, and away we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shack in Oregon. It's good to see you. A very happy Sunday to you, wherever you may be in the world. The whole passion of what we try and do is to help you get in amateur radio. Also, got some good stuff for you today. Going to talk about another starter radio that you can use to get you in the hobby, something to hopefully help you. Also, going to talk about a great set of trivia questions. And that's the reason I'm late. You know, the two I had, I wasn't really comfortable with because we had them not long ago. And I'd like to get something more fresh because not only are these two pretty good questions, but they're also learning questions. So I hope you like them. And we're also going to have a whole bunch of fun today with you after the show on our Discord page for the after show party. We'll talk about that in a second. Whole passion of what we do is to try and get you in amateur radio. That is done by getting a hold of a national radio club. Get a hold of someone like the American Radio Relay League at www.arrl.org. Hit the contact us bar. Let them know where you're located. They'll send you an amateur radio club near you that will help you get your license. www.arrl.org. Our email here is cq@hamradiolive@gmail.com. Our Discord page is at ham-radio-live, and the after show party is part of that sub-channel called After Show Party. Please join us. We'd love to have you part of the group tonight. Be fun. From around the world, wherever you may be, good to see our very first one in today is Dirk from Wisconsin. Dirk, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. Whiskey 9, Romeo Delta Yankee. Welcome back, buddy. It's good to see you. Happy Sunday, pal. Happy Sunday. Hey, yo. Steve's here. Mike 7, Indy Whiskey Hotel. It's nice to see you, Steve. Thanks for coming. Bass is here from Holland. Hi, Bass. Always a pleasure to see you. It really is. Thank you for coming. And great comments on Discord, too. Boy, you and Steve have been just really, really good stuff. Man. You guys are great. I enjoy talking with both of you guys and with Dirk and everybody else that goes too. Also, want to welcome Uncle Harold from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. Sean, Alpha India 7, Echo Quebec, my dear friend. That's just east of me on the beautiful side called Central Oregon. It is beautiful there. Man, Sean, good day to you there in the Bend Redmond area. I hope you have a good day today, and I hope it is nice and sunshiny and warm where you are. Should be, right? This will be a good day. Hi, Jeff. November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. That wasn't fair. False start.
Hey, boy, come here, quick.
Yeah, I guess we probably got it right. We probably got
The jig is up.
Yep, we found out. Yeah. I had a little streaming issue coming in. I wasn't sure what it was, so I just restarted everything, had to reset everything a second time, and then it was fine. So, yeah. Just a false start. Sorry about that. Hi, Ron. Good to see you. Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Union Charlie, all the way in Canada. It's nice to have you. Andy New, he is our trivia question guru. Yes, he's the one with 3 in a row. Yesterday I said it wrong. It was we've got some Andys, right? We have different ones. Andy Cowley, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo. I had confused with Andy New, who's Mike 7 Charlie Union November, and you can understand that Larry got himself just a little bit kind of confused there.
My name is Larry.
So, Andy, welcome. It's good to have you, buddy. Yep. Hi, Jason. Brand new amateur extra in the North American continent. We're glad you're here, man. Are you going to go for like a Vandy call? Are you going to go for a 1x2 or a 2x1? I like the call. I wouldn't change anything. I really wouldn't. I love it. Call Kilo 4 HEF, as in Kilo 4 Hef. Great call sign, Jason. Welcome back to the show. It's good to see you. G-Man, welcome. Good to see you. Kilo Union 8 Papa. Too slow. No, you were just fine. We'll give you one anyway. There you go. There you go. One extra one for you. There you go. Roger McKeon with Molly. Good to see you both. Hello, my friend. A very happy Sunday to you. Daryl, welcome. Nice to have you, as well as Gary Strong in Las Vegas, Nevada, my dear friend. Whiskey 9, Papa Yankee. Skeeter's here, Kilo 7, Tango Romeo Delta. And we've got, look at this, Ham World Online. Now, that to me is a very big honor right there. If you were with us yesterday, we did play a video from Jim. That's Jim's channel. And I've talked to Jim about doing something on a prior YouTube channel that I had. I did a lot of law enforcement stuff because I really do back law enforcement. Geez, look at this thing. This thing is like old now, but you know, you've been wearing this for years. But I did some things called telethons, and it'd be a long show, right? We just do something for like 6 hours, 8 hours. Sometimes it was all night to try and raise money. And I think maybe we should do that to try and help Jim out. Whiskey X-Ray 4 Tango Victor. I think that'd be a nice idea, at least to raise some awareness and hopefully help him out because, man, the world has hit him really hard and my heart goes out to Jim. Jim, welcome. First time here on the channel. It's good to see you. Thank you, buddy. Jeff in East Tennessee, my dad loved Bill Haley and his comments, and that's how the record was. Really, let me show you real quick. This is kind of fun. This is actually a picture of the microphone cable, but here's a photo actually of the 45. Take a look. This is the actual 45 for that song, which is kind of interesting, and it is labeled that way. Take a look. Bill Haley and his comments. There it is. That's the actual Decca 45 from back in 1955. Rock Around the Clock. Bill Haley and his comments. Jeff, thanks for the comment. That's pretty good. Right there. Good stuff. Yep. Not neat. Yep. Good song, too. 1955. And then remember, Happy Days came in the 70s, right? And then all of a sudden it was like they revamped the song, right? The song came back, and in the 70s, Rock Around the Clock became popular on the Billboard chart again. It's interesting how that'll happen. Rob, welcome. November 7, Tango Alpha, nice to see you. John's back from Canada. Good to see you, John. Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Juliet X-Ray, welcome back to the show. And I think we're just about wrapped up. Not yet. Wendy, Whiskey 4, Lima Sierra, welcome. Charlie from Red Summit RF is here. Hi, Charlie. November Juliet 7, Victor, mate. I'm glad you're okay. What a story you had. Oh, man. Charlie came back from his summit Friday. Oh, boy. I'll let him tell the story. It's well worth it. Watch his next video. Watch it seriously. Watch Charlie's next video. Sean, yes, sunny and warm here in Central Oregon. That's a gorgeous day. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Lewis in Heber City, Utah. Snow yesterday, sunshine today, spring cleaning day. Chameleon Quad goes up next weekend. Well done, mate. That'll be great. Get the antenna up and working. It's good. Jason says, this is my Vandy call sign, LOL. I was Kilo November 4, Zulu Union November. Hef is my nickname, so I went with K4 Hotel Echo Foxtrot, which would be K4 Hef. Good. It's a good call sign, Jason. I like it a lot. I really do. Don's back, November 5, Sierra Kilo Tango. Glad you're here. We have a little surprise for you coming up on the show. Before we get there, let's talk about some guests coming. First of all, our good friend Chris from the UK, 2 Echo Zero Union Kilo Hotel, has been kind enough to push forward his show. It'll be on May 7th at 1900 UTC. We're going to talk to Chris in the UK about handhelds. This is going to be a good show. Please join us May 7th at 1900 UTC. That's 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the North American continent and noon Pacific. Also, we've got some really neat people coming. I'm so excited for some of these people because they are like the people of people here on YouTube. On May 14th, meet Vance Martin. November 3, Victor Echo Mike, going to talk about Parks on the Air. That's going to be a very good show. Vance has incredible statistics. He knows all about what's going on with Parks on the Air, and you're going to be blown away. So if you like Parks on the Air stuff, oh, you got to see the show. Seriously, it's going to be amazing. May 14th, 1900 UTC, meet Vance here on Ham Radio Live. Then on June the 11th, Tim Duffy from DX Engineering is going to join us. How's that for cool? Yep. K3LR. We'll talk about a superstation there in Pennsylvania, as well as talk about contesting, DX, and a whole bunch more. Then next weekend, I'll be on Red's channel, hopefully from Northern California. I'll be in Northern Cal. He'll be in Arizona. We'll chat it up on his channel on May 1st at 2300 UTC. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk solar weather. Please join us for that. Should be a fun show. I'm really excited to be with Charlie for that great show. All right, let's take a look at the weather now. Powered by Icom. Icom for the love of ham radio, and it's a good day. Here is your A1A, looking good. We've got some good sunspot regions over the front of the sun. Here's the back. You've got 4 active regions there with 2 new ones. This is kind of seeing the east limb of the sun and then probably about the first 2/3 of the backside. So that's what the backside of the sun looks like. Front side, coronal holes, which are typically on your poles. So typically the north and south pole of the sun, but occasionally they move over onto the disk that faces us. So right now, 77, 78 have some impact on our ionosphere, but it's not been bad. Here is the sunspot map. Look at that. Just amazing. 2998, 2997, 2996, 95, 94, and 93. Look at that area. It's just huge. Then down below, you got a little plague there, and you got 2991, all charging up the atmosphere here on Earth. What a beautiful sight that is with those sunspots. Last 3 days of solar activity, we do have an M3.4 flare. Also, there are 7 sunspot regions visible on the front side of the sun. Current K index, this is your noise floors, how quiet the bands will be, especially on 40, 80, and 160 and 30. They're going to be quiet right now. K1, nice low conditions, quiet out there, so good noise floors. 3-day geomagnetic forecast, again, this is for noise floors. K3 today, maybe a K3 tomorrow, and possibly up to a K2 on Tuesday. Your QRZ conditions, SFI 160, again, that's the biggest number we've had since 2004. It is, yep. Solar numbers up to 118. K index is 1, that's great, but your A index is 12. That's a little high at 12. We want the A index to be below 10. So that's going to cause a little bit of condition issues, okay? That's why you see down below on HF, 80 and 40 are poor daytime, because the sun's ionosphere at the D layer is really getting charged. So making contacts on 80 or 40 daytime is going to be really attenuated by the D layer today. Your BZ latitude, that's the geomagnetic impact to the Earth here. If it's south, we don't like it, so it's positive today, 1.3, with a solar wind of 435.9 kilometers per second. These are good conditions. They really are. From the sun, good stuff. The only negatives here, the A index is a little bit high, and also we have a little bit of a solar flare probability today, 63%. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. Very quiet conditions. Take a look at that. Signal to noise ratio, S0 to S1, and that's the real deal. It really is. Look out today for moon bouncers, good conditions. Also, 6-meter E-skip is open. Your MUF map, at 1900 UTC. Here is Europe, 24 megahertz right there in the UK, 25 mainland, heading towards Spain, 31 megahertz, and that really copies North America, it really does. As you head towards Italy, 29 megahertz, just around the edge of, let's say, Ethiopian, that's the wrong word. Nope, looking for, goodness sakes, my mind just went right. Romania, that's the one. Okay, 26 megahertz. Sorry. Yeah, so Europe's not bad, right? Down in Cape Town, you're at 15, 13, 14 megs. Down in South Africa, look at Australia, 15 megahertz there around Sydney. Getting towards the area around Perth, about 14 megahertz, but great conditions are coming. Look there at the Eastern Pacific. See that 45 megahertz is heading straight for the Philippines. Just great conditions. Here in the States, 29 megs down south. This is a repeat of the last 5 days. So down towards Florida and Louisiana, they're on 10 meters, all right? And as the day progresses, we hope it gets to California because it really doesn't go north too much. It's been really staying in the southern part of the states. If you're here in North America, your best bet's going to be 15 meters. It really is. If you're in the northern part of North America, say north of the Northern California line all the way through the North Colorado line and, stretching out towards Arkansas, even, out towards the Carolinas and Virginia, probably 15 meters today. That's where you'll be. If you're in South America, well over 30 megahertz, some great great conditions. All right, let's take a look at your forecast today. Powered by Icom. Icom for the love of ham radio. Great conditions, all right? We got 20, 17, 15, and 12, maybe some 10 in some parts of North America for this afternoon. It will work south to north as the day progresses. 15 meters, I think, is your go-to band for the most part in North America. Some great DX there. It's mostly, I think, up to 12-meter openings are going to be pretty reliable. Equatorial and south latitudes, 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. Your CB radio skip, that's right there on 11 meters. You'll have some partial openings in the southern part of the U.S. on northern hemisphere. Yeah, but if you're way up north, like in Oregon or Colorado or Wyoming, no, not probably so much. Data modes should work fine, 30 to 10 meters in all latitudes. Your nighttime ham band openings, 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30, and your best DX is on 20 and 40 today. So at nighttime, work your maximum usable frequency. That'll get you the farthest call, but then go to 20. It'll work well past dark. After that fades away, work on 40. Shortwave bands today, 31, 25, 22, and 19. And your shortwave nighttime bands, 120, 90, 75, and 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22. And the 19-meter band, which is excellent to listen to, there's many stations from shortwave there, is going to be open in the northern hemisphere for about 2 hours after sunset, and the signals will fade away. Today's weather ranking is a 9. It would be a 10 if we just had a little bit less of an A index today, and if we had some 10 meters here in the north. More reliable, it would be a 10. So there's your weather. Thank you for listening. Wow. Weather's always a long talk. Sorry it takes so long to do that. So we got it. Bass, hello everybody enjoying the show. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you. That's very nice. And we also don't forget, we're doing a thing. We started yesterday with this. We're after the show. We're doing an after-show party on Discord where we sit and talk, and it could be anything. You know, Toby came up with the idea yesterday, which is brilliant. He's like, okay, you know, maybe I don't want to talk about ham radio stuff. Can we talk about anything? Can we do that? So we made a different channel. It's an open chat, right? But after the show, go to the show from ham-radio-life, the sub-channel after show party, and we'll get together and we'll talk about things, either the show or you can talk about what's going on your radio or whatever. It's for fun. Meet us there on Discord after the show today, all right? Okie dokie, let's get in the show, everybody, wherever you may be, because we're happy you're here today. Cliff Bolts, Commonwealth of Virginia, Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa. Dirk, thank you for the link there. That's where we got the link from Solar Ham. That's good. Andy New, he says, decided I need to invest in a common mode choke for my sidebed rental. Yes. Yes. And a great reason for that. Remember, if you're using coax, there are actually 3 elements there, right? You got your center conductor, you got your inner braid, and your outer braid. That's why it's unbalanced line. There are 3. So if you put a common mode choke on it, what happens is it stops interference, like radio waves and other things, from going onto your line. That helps to stop it from happening. Andy, you'll be happy with that investment. You will. You really will. Don, 10 meters been great here in Texas. Yeah, if you're in the southern states, 10 is great. Up north here, we're just not getting it yet. Yeah, Steve says, worked SSB 15 meters to USA. Washington earlier, 15 suddenly just came alive with U.S. stations. Yes, and we're going to talk about that today. That's actually a part of what we're going to talk about. When I worked, in fact, let me just get to the segment. Easier to get to the segment, make it simple, stupid. That's what Larry tries to do. But, you know, I am Larry, and therefore I make things hard sometimes. Let me show you a little bit about what it was like earlier today when I was getting the show prepped, getting everything ready on 15 meters. And keep in mind 2 things. I really am a proponent of listening for signals, not looking for them. I just don't do that. If you listen, you can find the most amazing calls. Now, to be fair, I was not able to make the call, but I tried. But listen to what was coming in just about an hour and 15 minutes ago here in the Pacific Northwest. This is really important for people who really like to watch waterfall screens for signals. This is a DX signal from a long ways away. Take a listen. See, he's not even moving the needle. That's how weak this was. This is coming from Europe. You can see the little stream going down right now. That's the calling station. See, it's not even moving the needle.
In the negative way. But anyway, nice to work you on a new band. I will put you in my log, and hopefully we can do it again in better circumstances. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Kilo November 4, Part 2 in Kentucky from Ocean, Norway 7, Hotel Japan America 73. Bye-bye.
Kilo 7 Hotel November. Had to try.
November 2, November Fox. Good copy, Don. Go ahead. Good afternoon.
All right, so that's the old man doing some DX to the N15, and what Steve says here is right. It's 15 meters to USA, Washington earlier. That call was from Belgium, really was. The call sign was Ocean November 7 Hotel Juliet Alpha. So you can make those calls. He was doing it right at Gray Line. Literally, I was watching as the Gray Line map was going over that part of Europe, and it's working. Pretty much just working great. So don't be afraid to work that maximum usable frequency. So when we look at the maps, right, and we take a look at the MUF map, like right here, right? Okay, if you take a look where day and night is, let's look up in Europe. Okay, let's just make it easy. If you look up in Europe, you see 24 in Great Britain, right, and 25 in France. It's just separated by day and night. That's essentially Gray Line right there. So when I say work your maximum usable frequency at Gray Line, you want to work right about 15 meters because there isn't a ham band, right? There's not one on 24 megahertz, and we don't have one real reliable on 25 because that's really close to 24 there. It's too close. So work 15 meters and look what happens. And it does. It works right straight into the U.S. So what Steve said here, worked SSB 15 meters to USA. Washington State earlier, 15 suddenly came alive with U.S. stations. Look at where the path goes. See, from Europe, where he's at in the UK, straight into the north part of the United States. Well done, Steve. Well done. Yep. I'd rather show you a little bit of the why and learn from it than just kind of say, great job, Steve. Wow, that's great. That is great, especially for Europe, because that was Belgium here, and I heard another one from England. I couldn't make either call, and I was honestly kind of sidetracked, so getting the show together for you guys. But man, Steve, that's some good work. Keep up the great work. Keep up the good stuff. Look at this. This is big news time. We do big news for this. Welcome, Boeta. I hope the name is right. Boeta? Wow. Greetings from South Africa. I'm busy with my ham license. Super excited. Boeta, we are honored that you've come today to Ham Radio Live, mate. Thank you for being here. Seriously, that is an honor for me, man. Wow, that is so cool. Boeta, if you have a chance, try and hook up with us if you can, because we'll talk after this. After the show's over, on our Discord channel, which is ham-radio-live on Discord. We'll all get together, and if I don't know the answer, because I'm not a know-it-all, certainly there's a lot I don't know, someone else probably will be on the chat after the show today. So after we're done, we sign off, we do the full sign-off, we go quiet, then we run over to Discord in about 15 minutes. I'll be part of that. So please make sure and join us. Boeta, it is truly an honor for us to meet you today, all the way from South Africa. Wow. That's a joy for me, man. See, I want to work ZS so bad. Oh, I want to work ZS so bad. Because that's like the place to work, right? That is, for us here in North America, it's a pretty tough call. Just a tough call, that's all. All right, let's get to your comments. And then what I want to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of stuff that's been going on the channel. It's kind of fun. I like this part of the show because it includes all of you. So let's get your comments quickly and we'll go on to some pretty fun stuff. John, welcome back. Victor Echo 5, Juliet Hotel November. John, you have been racked with COVID, I understand. How are you, buddy? Are you doing okay? Because I'm worried about you, bud. Victor Echo 5, Juliet Hotel, November. You take care of yourself. You be well, all right? And there's our record holder, Mike. Everybody, the guy who's got 3 trivia questions in a row right. Andy New, Mike 7, Charlie New, November. Very happy Sunday night to you there. Good to see you. Yep. Lewis in Heber City, Utah, got Oman early this morning on 20. Then the static wave killed the band. 7:30 a.m. Mountain. Great call. That's a great call. And there's Dirk. Thank you so much. Chat with us on Discord after show. What's it called? After show party. Just join us there. Be fun. We'll have a good time. Kevin O'Doublehand is back from Ireland. Welcome, Kevin. Good to see you. Thank you for being part of today's show, as well as Aaron. Mike Whiskey 7, Oscar Fox, Trot, Sierra. Thank you for coming. Barry Wendon. I'm just trying to read all these and catch up. My goodness. How are you going on with FT8, Larry? I haven't done a ton of it, Aaron. Today I did a no-no. I was trying to fix the antenna because I get that stuff on 17 that I don't like. I shouldn't be bending over and doing stuff yet. And I found out today that Larry should not be doing stuff like that. And I learned my lesson. Okay, so yeah, I'm hanging in there. I haven't done too much more. I'm trying to, though. Steve said, same here, Larry. Washington station I worked wasn't even showing S1 on his G90. Isn't that cool? Yep. So don't look at the waterfall. Instead, listen carefully. Kevin in the UK, the 10-meter band has been incredible this week. I've worked some incredible DX on fairly modest antenna. Wow. Good for you, mate. Seriously, because 10 has been dead here in the northern part of the States. Just has not been too strong. That's good. Congratulations, Kev. Seriously. Now, I would say if you got a directional, that could make things different. No question. Definitely could make things different. Don, I had a 15-minute conversation with South Africa on 40-meter JS8 call. Congrats, Don. That's a nice call. Really is. Yep. And people on the East Coast can do that, right? East Coast states, they can get South Africa, they get all of Africa, and they can get Europe pretty well. Here in the States on this side, the West Coast, we'll get, New Zealand and Australia and the folks in Japan pretty easily because it's just over the Pacific. So it's a neat little hop over the pond, so to speak. All right, let me get to a segment where we're going to honor some from the channel because this part is fun. It's my favorite part. We're going to honor Don today from the channel. Yes, we are. November 5, Sierra Kilo Tango. Don. Yep, he is from Richardson, Texas. That is God's country right there. And here he is on the chat. Don, we are so grateful to honor you today on the show. Isn't that great? Let's take a look at what Don has accomplished. DXCC, look at that, DX100. There you go. Master of Europe, Master of South America, all the continents of the world, all 50 states, all United States counties, World Radio Friendship plus Grid Squares. Don has done it all. Let's take a look a little bit. Here's his shack. A beautiful Flex radio there. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow, what a shack you've got, Don. And he's using a DX Commander antenna. Isn't that something? So, Don, we want to thank you sincerely for being part of the show here on Ham Radio Live, November 5, Sierra Kilo Tango, all the way in the beautiful state of Texas. Richardson, Texas, to be precise, But we want to thank you so much for coming because, Don, I never do look past the point of the people that come here to the channel, and it's an honor that you do. Thank you. Yep, thank you. Okay. Let's learn about a radio. We're going to, this last week we've been talking about different radios, right? And these are radios to start off with. So we're trying to get people on the air with a modest radio. It may not be your radio, what you agree with, but it's a radio that helped them. Now, like yesterday's radio, this one does not have a sound card, okay? Been around a long time. But unlike yesterday's radio, you can still buy it new for just over $600 and get the full warranty. Let's take a look at the Icom 718.
Right. Whenever you go to a restaurant, we get here in New Hampshire, we get at one restaurant a $3 discount if we show up before, like 5 o'clock p.m. You have to be there, I think, by 4:30 and register by 4:30, and then you get a $3 off for the dinner. So we're cooking at home here tonight. Not much. Tomorrow we have some ribs, which I like. Take to the oven and maybe some beans with it, fried beans. So take care, have fun, have a good Memorial Day weekend. Hope the weather is staying a little bit better than what it is right now in your place. And greetings here from the Granite State, New Hampshire. Alpha Charlie 2 Golf Fox from KU1Y. Bye-bye. Chuck.
Hello YouTube preppers, this is the Commsprepper and we're back in the beautiful mountains of West Virginia. I apologize for the gloomy weather today, but we're going to go ahead and make the video anyway. I have one of the Commsprepper helpers here today helping with the camera work.
Hey preppers.
In today's video we're going to announce a new playlist here on the channel to cover the Icom IC718 HF radio. I've had this channel I think going on about 6 years, and I'm routinely asked in the comment sections or via PM what radio I recommend for emergency preparedness and prepping. And I'll always go back and ask the person what their requirements are. If you're looking for something local, I might recommend a GMRS radio or a VHF ham radio license. But if you're looking to monitor shortwave communications from overseas to maintain situational awareness, or you're looking for two-way regional, national, or international communications, then I'll recommend an HF radio like you see here, this Icom. If you're just starting out in emergency preparedness or amateur radio, putting together all the pieces you see up here on the railing can get quite expensive, and the radios themselves can be very expensive. And that's why I recommend this radio as a starter radio or entry-level radio, because it only costs about 600 bucks. The other items you'll need is a power supply that you see here. A car battery will do, but you'll need a way to charge it. To the right of it I have some examples of antenna tuners. I love these tuners. MFJ, these are manual HF antenna tuners. This is the Versa Tuner 2 and the part number is MFJ 949E. To the right of that is a really nice automatic antenna tuner put out by LDG. This will do dipole antennas or long wire antennas. And if you're looking for something more portable or tactical, then you definitely want to take a look at Chameleon Antenna's loop antenna product line. The QSO you just heard here in West Virginia was copying his station up in New Hampshire on this loop antenna. This thing breaks down and fits into a little molly bag. It's a very portable antenna. It's a really nice antenna and works well. Back to the Icom IC718. There's a lot of features in this that I really like. I love the layout of the radio. I got my first one back in 1999 or 2000. It's been around for more than 15 years. It has a proven track record. It has some great features and they're easy to use. This is a simple radio to operate. And it's not menu intense, meaning you don't have to drill down into menus like more modern radios. If you need to do something, all those features are available right here from the keypad, and you don't have to drill down 6 or 7 different levels. The keypad is a great feature because I can directly enter a frequency if I want to. Let's say you build a list of frequencies that you like to monitor or listen or operate on. Rather than spinning the VFO looking for it, you can just enter the number here on the keypad and hit enter. But if you want to hunt for stations and spin and grin, then absolutely you got a VFO that you can turn. It's very smooth, it's a nice knob. To the left you have your volume and your squelch, receive increment tuning or shift, a power button, and what I really like about this radio as somebody who wears hearing aids is the speaker is on the front panel. The modern tendency of radios now is to make all this real estate on the front panel available for buttons. So you'll see a lot of radios where they put the speaker up in the top. And I wear hearing aids. I don't like that because I might put this on a shelf or somewhere recessed in a compartment and it kind of muffles the audio. So having this speaker in the front is a really nice touch for this radio. Again, this radio is only about 600 bucks, so it's easy to get started. You have a shortwave radio if you want to monitor and listen to international broadcast stations, and you can operate regionally, nationally, and internationally with the appropriate amateur radio license.
All right, we're going to stop it there. Again, that's at radioprepper.com. This is really cool. If you go to YouTube, Radio Prepper, you'll find the video. I'll put a link to it in the description. I want to tell you a couple of things about the 718 that are really important. Number one, it does go 100 watts, which is great. So if you're a foundation licensee, you start at 10, you go to intermediate, you got 50, and you go to 100. So it's there. What it doesn't have, it does not have a sound card. When this radio came out around the year 2000, sound cards weren't really a big deal at all at that point yet because digital modes hadn't really been invented to the point where they are now. But you don't get the sound card. You can buy a sound card real easy for it, okay? The other thing it's missing is an onboard tuner. That's why he had the tuners there. He had the LDG and the MFJ tuner. So you'll need to just get yourself an aftermarket tuner which you'll use probably anyway, so just get the tuner and the radio. What about the price? Let's take a look. Currently on QRZ, this is one of them right here. The 718 comes with, by the way, it's kind of cool, comes with the LDG tuner, the Z100 tuner, similar to the one that he had here. His wasn't the Z100 model, but it's about the same thing. And he wants $595, which includes shipping of the radio. But it's also important to note that you can also get this radio brand spanking new, too. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, if you go to Ham Radio Outlet, for example, wait a minute, that's certainly not the slide I want. Ham Radio Outlet, I looked at it today, and I'm trying to find in these little slides that are about, maybe a quarter of an inch high. They had the radio actually for $615, brand new. So, radio with a warranty that you're the first owner of, that you can get started in amateur radio. It's a good way to do it, right? There's another one. So we've talked about different radios around that you can buy for a little bit of money here and there. They may not be perfect for you, but they'll be a start. You can start from there and build your way up. 718's been around over 20 years, so it's truly been given a lot of work and still exists because it's a great radio. It really is. It really is. And you know, I do want to say this real quick. Sorry, guys. My brother Bob, courtesy of WIFI. Bob, I want to tell you on the channel something really important. You're going to get better. You will. Things are going to be okay. I really want you to hang in there, okay? I love you. I'm proud of you. I know how hard things have been lately, but just know how much my heart goes out to you and how much I love you, okay? Thank you for watching the show and always coming to support me and what I do, too. That's my brother. Thank you, Bob. Yeah, he's been fighting cancer for 11 years. They said 2011 he had a 40% chance to live more than 5 years, and we're just grateful he did. Now, I want to get something Charlie said, which is really important. I'm trying to find red. Here it is. Okay. There are a lot of great radios in the $600 range, and that's true. He's right, and they're great radios. So I started thinking that, you know what? I only have a brain that's so big, and it's not very big at all, as you know, if you've watched this channel very much. So I've got a great show question for you. What was your first amateur radio? Put it in the comments section. Let's talk about it today on the show, and let's learn together, okay? I'd like that. I would. Tell me also why you like it, or what you remember about it. That'd be a neat way to do it. Again, what was your first amateur radio? Let us know. We'll make it part of today's show. We're going to take a look at the old Discord page. This is Jeff. This is his work, really. I mean, great stuff. If you want to see what Jeff is really, Jeff loves FT8. In fact, my first call was to him on FT8. Yes, November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. Yep, look at how good he is. This is from Discord. So he's showing where he's worked in Europe and where he's worked in Australia. Here's where he's worked throughout the world. A big world map with the Terminator line of day and night for Gray Line. And here's the states. Look at him. FT8 Jeff, November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. Great work. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for sharing. That's cool stuff, man. Also, Steve, look at this. This is a nice comment from our Discord channel. Hope you're well. I've been working on a solar weather propagation dashboard for my home assistant past couple of days. Graphs show last 48 hours of data from November 0, November Bravo Hotel, and the MUF from my area from Kilo Charlie 2 Golf. Look at the work that Steve, look at this, Mike 7 India Whiskey Hotel has done to make that. Isn't that great? Wow. Steve, I am so impressed with what you're doing. And he just wanted to learn about solar weather. That was it. He really wanted to know more about how it worked and how everything came together. And he's making his own graphs now. Steve, phenomenal work. Thank you for sharing that on Discord. If you got stuff you'd like to share and you want to share it on a Discord channel, just reach out to us, ham-radio-live on Discord, and we will make it sure you're part of the show, okay? And again, what Charlie said here with a lot of radios in the 600 range, there are. And put them down. Let me know what you started with, or maybe a $600 radio that you think would be good for a starter ham. because that's what we're here to do. We're here to try and help them out. Okay? Dirk says Commsprepper does pretty cool experiments and projects. He does. And you'll find the Commsprepper channel link in the description below on this one. Gordo joins us all the way from the UK. Mike 7, Indy November Tango. Gordo, a very good evening to you and your mom. Very good evening to you both. Hope everything's well. Wow. And, Kevin mentioned about listening to 10 meters. Here in the north, you get about 45 parallel, right? As the afternoon progresses, 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, about 5 here, it's been. 10 meters starts to open up. But it takes a while. And by that time, South America's, off 10 meters. But the days are going to get better where 10's going to be open longer. If you can catch an opening, work it. If you got a dual VFO radio, keep one on 10. Seriously, because 10 is just magical with DX. But I think today, the DX has been phenomenal on 15. No question. No question at all. All right, Kev, I love the family we have here. Me too, Kev. You know what? Me too. Yesterday, when I was listening to looking at all the comments on the Discord page, Toby from Germany, Delta Oscar 1, Tango Oscar Bravo, said, I really would like just a place we could just talk about anything that doesn't have to be radio related. And I think that's kind of cool. Open chat. So we just made an open chat channel. Then all of a sudden, everybody flies over to the open chat section and starts talking. It was magical. And I thought to myself, I never thought this would ever turn out this way. We're very blessed to have a really special family here that watches this channel. And I want you to know from my heart, I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Okay. Steve says, I've only had 10-meter element on my fan dipole a week, so need to spend more time on the van. Not sure how well it's working at the moment. Steve, the best advice I can give you, listen, listen, listen. Learn to listen. And then as you start picking it up, man, it's going to come to you like nothing. You'll make great calls. You really will. My goodness gracious, I just realized this happened. I didn't realize it. But ladies and gentlemen, coming from an undisclosed location, it could be behind your house. You don't know. This man not only does his own YouTube channel, but he also oversees another one called Coffee and Ham Radios. We know he's brilliant, but we don't know his call sign. But he's an amateur. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smoking Ape is here. Good to see you, Ape. I'm going to run out of those things to give you, buddy, because I got to come up with more intros for you, but it's good to have you. Thank you for being there. And what Don says about the 718, they are pretty bulletproof. Yes, man, they've been around 22, this is the 23rd year of the 718. Can you believe it? Yep, true story. Scruffy, back from VK land. Nice to see you, Scruff. Says, hey, Larry, hey, Dirk, look at you, Scruff. Looking good, my friend. Victor Kilo 5 Sierra, Charlie Romeo, or Victor Kilo 5 sugar-coated radio, right? There we go. I remembered. Kevin uses headphones, and he's a hearing aid guy, right? Don't be afraid to use headphones. Just watch the volume. If you take your headphones off, right, and you start hearing some ringing in your ears, your volume's too high. Just a tip. Seriously, I learned that from a program director I used to work with in radio. He said, if you take your cans off and your ears are ringing, turn the volume down. It's helped my hearing now. It's almost 60 years old, so I really recommend that. It's a nice way to do it. Really is. Let's take a look. This is Defiant Stands. Welcome, first timer. Nice to meet you, Keith. That's Alpha Golf 5, Mike Zulu. Here, like you, I studied all 3 ARL books and sat down for some tests. I listen to your videos while driving a semi over the road. Your shows are tops. Thank you, sir. Oh my gosh, Kevin, you've made my day. Thank you. Thank you sincerely. Wow. Thank you, Kev. It's nice to have you. Thank you for coming. Indy, who watched this channel as well, is from Australia, and he listens as he's driving his semi. So, wow, it's just really nice. Thank you, guys. You just made my day. You truly did. All right. Andy New, I'm glad the G90 has a tuner. Tuners are very expensive. They certainly can be. That's true. So let's talk about your first radio, the very first one you came out with, and let's put it part of today's show. Don, the FT891 is a great radio. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Note taken. TS520S by Kenwood. Thank you, Don. Very good. Very good. Bob, you're very, very welcome. I got to play something silly for Bob. Here you go, Bob. Here you go. It's for you.
Hey, boy, come here, quick.
There you go. Just Bob would remember Rock Around the Clock. Plus, you like the Looney Tunes stuff. So, Bob, there you go. Good to see you, buddy. Dirk, Whiskey 9 Romeo Delta Yankee, his first radio was a Baofeng UV5A. That's pretty cool. Congratulations, Dirk. Good. Kevin, the Yaesu FT101 Echo. Wow. See, I like this because what you don't realize, I need a drink, just a second. What you guys don't realize is my mind isn't that smart. So I need you to give me radios so I can show them as that first starter radio for people to use. So thank you for putting them in, because that's why I'm doing this, so I get some better ideas, okay? Thank you for that. Kevin, he says he's got a Thunderbolt SSD 58 Plus. You can buy them from Hawkins Radio for about $50. Run it up your fiberglass pole. It's good to go. There you go. Cliff Bolts, Kenwood TS520S. That's the second 520S we've had, right? Right? That's good. Okay. Kill in Norway. Welcome back. Lima Bravo 0, Yankee India. His was an Icom IC746. Kill, thank you. It's good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's nice to have you on this beautiful Sunday. Thank you. Thanks, Kiel. I always love when Kiel comes. Wow. And Anders. I miss Anders. Anders Kyle. Anders, if you watch this on a replay, you're missed. Okay? You're missed, buddy. William, Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. My first amateur radio was a Tentec Century 21, and I still have it. That's great, William. I love the fact it's still yours. I had a deal with the guy. Mine was an Icom 7300. That was my first. And I promised, the guy that owns it's up in Vancouver, BC. And I told him, look, if you ever go to sell it, please let me know, because I want to buy it first. It was my first radio. And he's like, okay, no problem. So he still has it, I hope. I hope. Aaron, my first radio was an Alinco DX70. Wow, that's hitting a chord, because if Martin's watching, Pop Echo 9 Tango India Golf from Holland, that's a chord that he loves very, very much. Scruffy in Australia, his was a Kenwood TS670. See, we're getting some great radios here, guys. Great radios. Steve in the UK has a new ham. My first current only radio is a G90, and that seems to be a really good go-to radio for people to start out with. You get the new radio, right? And you get a tuner that's really good. The tuner on the G90 tunes anything, and it's your start, right? And you can make calls with it. I think it's really cool. I think what people do with it's phenomenal. Going remote, going portable, do whatever with it. And it seems to be a pretty darn good radio. I know Daniel in New Hampshire, he's got some problems with his, but he keeps chugging along. Thank you, Steve. Mike 7, Indy Whiskey Hotel. Good comment. Good comment. Yep. Gordon in the UK, Mike 7, Indy November Tango, Baofeng UV5R. It's a good budget handy talkie for me, who is starting out, and also for those who are like me on a strict budget. There you go. So he's talking about the Baofeng UV5R handheld. You can take the radio around with it. You can make conversations with people. You can keep in touch with people that are fairly local or through repeaters. It's a great radio. Gordon, thank you very much for the radio. That's good. That's good. Thank you. I like people and what they're saying. It's very important. Dawn, November 5, Sierra Kilo Tango, the TS520S got me into Australia on 10-meter sideband in 1991, 2 and 3 regularly, except when the solar storms destroyed the bands. Had the D104 mic. Wow, that's some good memories, right, Don? That's some good memories. Thanks for adding that. I like the story, too. Thanks for sharing the story. That's the most fun part. Smoking Ape. My first HF transceiver was a Yaesu 817 ND. That was the first one we did. Remember? We did the ND. What I remember the most is not being able to read the screen. Oh, no. Really? Oh, man. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. We did a segment. Gosh, it's got to be over a week ago now, because we've done these radios every day. The budget radios were first-timers, And I remember we started with the 817 ND. And Ape, I'm sorry that you couldn't see it very well, but what a great rig. And thank you for adding that, too. Thank you. Really, he's such a smart dude. He really is. I hope you guys caught Coffee and Ham Radio saying. It was a full house. It was like kind of watching the Brady Bunch. It's like the 6 windows. But it was really a good conversation. It was fun to watch today. I enjoyed that. AP did a great job getting all those guys together and keeping it under control. Well done, mate. Well done. That was good. Mike in Jacksonville, Kilo Delta 2, Sierra X-Ray Delta. My first official amateur radio was a Yaesu FT450D. That's the radio we reviewed yesterday. But I had a Yaesu VX-7R since the 90s, but also wasn't a ham yet. So he was starting to get ready. He's preparing to be a ham. Started getting some gear. It's pretty good. Kevin O'Doublehead in Ireland. My first VHF radio was a Yaesu FT290R. Well done, Kev. Thank you for that. And our dear friend, look at this, Chris from the UK is here. Hi, Chris. It's good to see you. Look at that. I'm glad you're here, Chris. If you wonder, 2 Echo Zero Union Kilo Hotels is call sign. Wishing your brother all the best from UK. Thank you, Chris. It's so nice of you. Thanks for coming today. It's nice to have you, bud. And we'll look forward to having you a week from this coming Saturday. So on, I think that's the 1st of May. No, it's not. It's the 7th. Okay, never mind. Charlie Red Summit, I really want to take a G90 for a spin and an X5105. Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Would it be neat? Like, the manufacturers say, go ahead, try it for a week. Have fun. Let us know how you like it. That'd be great, wouldn't it? But there you go. Yeah. And Charlie, again, I'm really glad you're okay. I really am. What a story he was. And geez, coming back from a summit. Oh, boy. That was and I'm glad we were texting each other, and he told me about it. I was going, oh, my gosh. I called him to see if he was okay. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. Just kind of scared, a little bit scared, that's all. Andy New, Mike 7, Charlie in November. My first radio is this Icom G90, likely to be for some time, and that's okay. It's going to help you quite a long time. Kjell in Norway, Lima Bravo Zero Yankee Indy. We are certainly, okay. We are certainly a family. Yes, we are. There we are. We're a family. All right. Okay, now, since we're a family, everybody get together, start doing this. I'll do that. We are Hamley. Could redo it. We are Hamley. Maybe not. All right, first radios. Let me know, and we'll make it part of today's show. AV, 10 meter has an advantage. You don't need much power. It works very good with low power as well. And a very true comment. Yeah, 10 with low power will work just fine. The neat thing about 10 versus, say, 20 or 40, the noise. There's not much noise there. There's not a whole lot of QRN on 10. It's a quieter band. So you don't need so much power to punch through that because there's not a whole lot of static on that band. So great comment, AV. Thank you for that. Good stuff. First radio. Put it together and we'll make it part of the show. Jeff, he's now the smoking ape, of course, we're talking about here. Yeah. He's the international simian of mystery. Well done. Of course he is. Jeez. Jeff, my volume's always too high. I've been on too many metal concerts. I was 14. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember going to concerts too. I'm embarrassed to tell you what my first concert was, but because we're all friends and, like what Kel said, we're Hamley, my very first comment, no kidding, was the Village People.
The jig is up.
Yep, it's true. That's my first concert. Oh, I could tell you a story about that, but I probably shouldn't do it right now. Yeah. Dale Melton, welcome. Dale is a first-timer. Welcome, Dale. Nice to have you. It says first radio is an FT60. That's a good Yaesu. Look at that. I love the picture you got, Dale. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. Thank you for adding this to the show. So FT60, I'm going to mark all these down when I listen to this thing because I want to make sure I've got some content to keep these radios coming. I think the value that we bring to newer hams or people who are thinking of getting the hobby is so important with these new brief radio reviews so they can get an idea of what it looks like, maybe how it works, maybe some quirks or good things, but at least have an idea. So thank you, Dale, for adding. That's a big deal to me, and I mean that. Steve, on my headset with G90, I have it on the lowest possible volume and sometimes still find it a little bit loud. Is there something I could do to reduce the volume resistor in line? What's your RF gain at? It's pretty high? Check your RF gain, because you can always bring down the volume that way, too. Just a thought. Don, November 5 Sierra Kilo Tango. Larry, I was a Merry Melodies fan myself. Bless your heart. Okay, let's go ahead and just play this one for us.
I don't think this boy's got all his marbles. Shakes his head when he means yes, and nods when he means no.
There you go.
Hey, that's a joke, son.
Yeah. Little foghorn, leghorn. Don, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. It's fun to do that, isn't it? Let's see. Chris in the UK, my first radio was a Walkson UVD 1P handset. And Chris loves handhelds. You know, that's what's neat about radio, ham radio. In amateur radio, we get so many things we do. Base stations, portable or mobile radios, right? Mobile ones, small ones. You can do handhelds and still have a ball. I mean, there's so much we can do with amateur radio. It's just phenomenal. It's a great hobby. It's the greatest hobby on earth, guys. You know that? We're part of the greatest hobby on earth. We are. And if you're watching this channel for the first time and you're not licensed, you need to get licensed. You'll love this hobby. It is so much fun. And the most part, the people are pretty doggone special. So we hope you'll license up. My brother Ferdinando is here from Italy. Welcome. Good to see you, Ferdinando. Man, that's great. Always love that. Jeff, still my first multi-band HF radio I ever bought. Yaesu FT101 Echo. Red Summit. Yeah, Dale, my first was an FT80R2. How about that? Andy knew my first actual ham radio was and still is the Yaesu 5T5DE. Not bad. John in Canada, which is a good comment. His call sign Victor Alpha 3 Whiskey Juliet X-Ray. His was the Icom 7300. Same as mine, my friend. Dirk, my first quality radio is the Icom 7100. Going to build a Go box around it. That's the radio I am trying to get now, is a 7100. Barry Wendon, look at this. Collins TCS12. Whoa. I got to look at that. Hold on. This is cool. Whenever we get a vintage gear piece like this, I want to see it. So let me do that real quick, okay? And I'll bring it to you so you can see what it looks like, okay? So it's a Collins TCS12, and we'll see if we can just get a quick look at this, put it onto the screen for you so you get an idea of what it looks like. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Hold on a second. Let me get transferred over so you guys can see it part of the show. This is kind of, we're on the fly here, so bear with me. We'll just quickly transfer it over onto this stream here so you guys can see this part of the show. And I love this. Whenever we get vintage stuff like Drake, Helicrafters, you know, anything like that. Ten-Tech, right? Ten-Tech's getting to be vintage. I mean, I love it. I really do. So let's take a quick look. We'll go here, and I'll make a quick old blacked out screen like that. Here is the radio he's talking about. Look at this. This is absolutely... This is so vintage, you see it right away. Look at this. This is the Collins, TCS-12. Boom it in, and there it is. Wow. This was Barry Wendon's very first radio. Wow. Barry, I've got to ask a question. Because, I mean, there's so many knobs here. Sorry, wrong button. Barry, how long did it take you to learn to work that radio? Seriously, because there's so much to it. Look at this. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knobs. It's got a couple of flip switches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knobs. Tell us about how you did this, because this is really special. Barry, Collins TCS-12, that's a beautiful piece of gear. It really is. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Let's see, Mike, I also have a TS520S here in the shack, but it's not working. Got to restore it. That's not good. Kevin in the UK, first radio Icom IC7400. Still have this, but the backlight on display panel doesn't work anymore. Still a functional radio and looking for a new home. If anyone in the UK is interested, they can have it free. Oh, Kevin, what you just did. He's trying to pay it forward. Mike Zero, Mike Charlie Lima. Reach out to him on QRZ email, okay? Do you have your QRZ email up, Kev? Let us know, because that would be important. Look at that. That's amazing. What a deal. I would ask, like, you know, if you guys work a deal out, at least pay for the post, right? Pay the postage to Kevin. So that way he's not having to, you know, pay money to ship it to you. That'd be the right thing to do. Anton Holland, there he is. Welcome. Papa Charlie 4 Alpha Delta. Good evening to you in the beautiful country of the Netherlands. We almost made another call with them, by the way, today. I was thinking about that earlier. And just didn't. Smoking Ape, I do like the 817. It's a capable radio. That's good. This is really good stuff. Just want to make sure we're not missing anything here. Keith, I've been gifted an IC756 Pro 3. Hello. That's a great radio, man. That's the one for me that got away. So I love that radio. He also has a good dipole in his ZS6 BKW. It's a modified G5RV. The ZS6 BKW is like the G5RV, except the radiators on the G5RV go out 102 feet. On the ZS6 PKW, it's 94 feet, so shorter radiators, right? The radiator elements are shorter. But on the ladder line coming down, it's longer. That's where it gets longer than on the G5RV. So on the ZS6 PKW, the ladder line going down is a longer run of ladder line. But great optimized antenna for 20 and 40. Well, actually more like 20, 17, 15, 12, 10. Does great on 40. Phenomenal. Just great antenna. Unlike the G5RV, it will not do 80 without a tuner. You'll need a tuner to make that work. Okay. He says his last item he needs is coax, choosing between RG13 and, I got it blocked up, RG8X, running at approximately 150 feet. Any input? Use whatever you got. Okay, if you've got any coax, right, start with that. I believe you get the best coax you can buy first. Just buy it first. And the reason why I've said this, Keith, is because it's the one thing you don't get rid of. You'll always get rid of your radio, or you will eventually. You'll trade it for something else, or you'll change out your antenna for something else, but you won't replace your feed line. So go and buy the good feed line up front. Just pay for it. I'd recommend ABR 400. Okay, it's a decent radio. It's decent coax. It's big, beefy, thick dielectric. Works great. I've loved it. Worked really well on my radios. Now, it's overkill because really it's good for more like UHF, VHF. But I like the fact I've got a really good bunch of coax that I can bury in the ground and use for a long time. Something to think about. The one thing you won't get rid of is your coax. Gamingham, we're going to see you beat Plabs on the FT8 off. It's hard for me to do their FT8 off thing. And the reason why, my wife gets home at about 5 o'clock. And I try and have dinner ready for everybody. And that's our time to talk. So it's a conflict, Gordon. It's tough for me to do that. I'd love to be able to do everything that ham radio, YouTube offers, but that's kind of one of those things. It's hard for me to do that. It is. Andy Bronson, 5 new countries today. Only 2 away from 100 countries now. Congrats, mate. That's good stuff. That's good. All right. I think... Have you got anything caught up? I want to hurry up and catch up with all of you guys. There's a lot of contacts here. My goodness. Hurry up, Larry. Get through everything. Rudolph, welcome. First Radio, IC260. Thank you for joining the show. Brand new one. Thank you, Rudolph. Nice to have you here. Daniel Wilcox, another first timer. Thank you for being here. Icom 756 Pro 3. Great radio. That's one I love too. Yeah. Daniel, when I got rid of mine, I knew it was a mistake. I knew the moment I put it in the box, it was a mistake. It's a great radio. It really is. Daniel, thank you for joining and thank you for adding to the comments today. All right, we've got a lot of commenters today, and I don't want to miss all you guys, but I do want to honor you too. Daniel says, my first HF rig was Icom 756 Pro 3 G5RV antenna, heavily modified to reach 160 to 10. That's a great combo, really is. And Don mentions it. Here it is. Yep, it was actually modified G5RV by a South African ham who now lives in Great Britain. But the story here is it's of a G5RV design and building it into the optimized design. However, ZS6 BKW is now Golf Zero, Golf Sierra Foxtrot, and he has a new antenna design. Thank you. It's true. It's true. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah, Chris, if you got a question, put it in anytime. You don't have to ask. You're fine with that, mate. Lance, November 4, Lima Delta Bravo. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining. Lance, it's an honor to see you again. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. And Dirk, come chat about coax radios and anything on Discord after the show. Go to After Show Party is a sub-channel of Ham Radio Live. Okay? All right. We got to move. Really got to scoot. Where are we out there? We're, an hour. And we still haven't even got to the angry hams. No wonder they're angry right now. They're more than angry. They're livid. Let's get up to the crow's nest and find out what's going on with the angry ham segment.
Moo. No. Boo. Boo. Hooray. Hooray.
The angry hams. These are 2 new questions, and I really love them. I hope you like these. This is why the show was a little late, okay? Which continent contains the most DXCC entities? The most, all right? Is it A, Africa? Is it B, Asia? Is it C, Europe, or D, Oceania? All right? A, B, C, or D. Which continent contains the most DXCC entities? A for Africa, B for Asia, C for Europe, or D for Oceania? Let me know with A, B, C, or D, and we'll let you know which continent gets it right today on the show. All right. Chris, just a second, sorry. Barry said Dad had it first on the Collins TCX 12. He was licensed, and he's now Silent Key, Golf 8, Alpha Juliet Lima. Wow. Barry, condolences about your dad. You never replace someone like that. What an honor to have his radio. Oh, man. That's really cool. Barry, thank you for sharing. That's a personal thing. Thank you. Chris, did you return or I sold it? I sold the 52. Yeah. And the reason I sold it, here's the thing. Let me just get into this trivia question. I'll tell you why, okay? Because I got to do this first. Okay. Steve, UK, C, Europe, most continent with most DXCCs. No, Steve, it's not Europe, believe it or not. It is not Europe. B, Jeff, November 4, Papa Oscar Delta, guesses B, Asia. Nope, that's not it. Andy Bronson, Mike 7, X-Ray Tango Tango was C, Europe. No. Dirk in Wisconsin answered Europe. So did Andy Cowley. So did Don. So did Kel. So did Andy New. Our trivia questions just guru. Scruffy and VK had it. Same with Aaron. These are all wrong, believe it or not. Gordon in the UK, Mike 7, India November Tango had B. That's not correct. Cliff Bolts with D, Oceania. That's incorrect. Barry Wendon with C, Europe. Incorrect. Oh my gosh, have I stumped you guys. Lewis in Utah, D, Oceania. No. Anton in Holland with C, Europe. No. Ron Walensky with D. No. One of these is missing, guys. Lance, November 4, Lima Delta Bravo with D. Not quite it. Jeff says, can I change my vote? Please do. He says A, and he got A correct. Well done. My gosh. Yes. It's Africa. Yeah. Africa contains the most DXCC entities, believe it or not, out of all four of these. Isn't that something? And Jeff, thank you for bailing us out today on the first trivia question. So North America now is with 105, and the world is at 90. You can hang in there, world. You got a good one. Here it is. At which point will a resonant unloaded quarter wave antenna, okay, at which point will a resonant unloaded, so no loading coil, 1/4 wave antenna will become resonant again? At which point will it be? Is it going to be A, at even quarter wave multiples, B, at even half wave multiples, C, at odd quarter wave multiples, or D, at odd half wave multiples? Okay, so when you build an antenna, you build it and it can go on a certain harmonic and work on another band, right? Okay, that's what this is about. So at which point will a resonant unloaded just regular antenna, quarter wave antenna, will become resonant again? Okay, A, every quarter wave multiple is A. B is every half wave multiple. C is at odd quarter wave multiples, and D is at odd half wave multiples. A, B, C, or D? It's a tough question, but you'll get it right. Hang on. First one up, Andy Cowley with A at even half-wave multiples. That is not correct. Dirk in Wisconsin says D at odd half-wave multiples. Close. And I say, oh, wow. All right, Gordon, thank you for being here. And by the way, if you love to watch video games and a good guy playing them, watch his channel, The Gaming Ham, here on YouTube. Gordon, thanks for coming by. It's nice to have you. Nice to have you. Andy New has A at even quarter wave multiples. That's not it. All right, Kel in Norway at even quarter wave multiples. No, it's not it. Steve wouldn't have guessed A, and that would have been wrong anyway. All right. Anybody got this right? 76 in Africa. It's correct. Yes, that's right, Jeff. Good. That's how many DXCCs are. Yeah. Steve, Mike 7, Indy Whiskey Hotel, answers C at odd quarter wave multiples. Bingo. There it was. Two tough questions today. 105 to 100. Yeah. It is going to be at odd quarter wave multiples. Here's why. Okay. Remember, when you have an antenna, okay, let's say, for example, you're building a 40-meter quarter wave antenna. Now, if you're here in the States, that's the formula is easy. It's 234 divided by the frequency, okay? If you're in the UK, I believe, what is it, 125 divided by frequency for a quarter wave? Or is it I think it's 150. 150 divided by frequency equals your quarter wave, I believe. Ask Callum. He knows for sure on that. But, okay, you've got a quarter wave. It is going to be resonant again at every odd multiple, okay? So that means, let's say you build a quarter wave vertical for 40 meters, okay? And because we're going to make this simple for everybody, whether you're in the States or you're outside the States, and, you know, you've got a different band plan, let's just make 7.1 on 40 meters where we want to work, okay? Because that's about the bottom of the voice band for the people in the UK and Australia, but it's not there yet for us in the States, but we'll still use 7.1. Okay, so you would multiply here in the States, 234 divided by 7.1, and you have 32.95 feet of wire, all right? You go a little longer than that because you're going to fold it over so you have something you can connect it to. You make a little loop out of it. So like an extra 1.5 to, I always go 2 inches, fold it over on itself, then zip tie or put heat shrink wrap on it, and you got a nice little loop. The antenna will work really well. Now, at every odd multiple, okay, so this means 7, okay, 7 times 3, 21, there's the 15 meter band, right? Okay, you go 7 times 4, remember? Okay, so 7 times 3 is 21, times 4 is 28. It won't be resonant on that frequency, right? But if you continue to go on, and I believe it is, what is it, 7 times 9 is where it's 49 megahertz. So you're close, you're right at the bottom of 6 meters. So there's odd multiples that the antenna is going to work again on without really needing too much of a tune. It will in some places, but not tremendously. Like we on 12 meters don't need a lot of tune on it. It works pretty good. Now, if you're building a multiband antenna, so for example, okay, and let's say, for example, you've got 80 meters, okay, so 3.5 megahertz. Just make it simple. At 3.5 megahertz, 0.5 megahertz, I just hit something, all of a sudden, this is the same thing, the stream drops, sorry. So as you multiply 3.5 on, okay, it can be different because I also have an 80 meter antenna, okay? So at 3.5, if you multiply 3.5 times an odd number, okay, so let's times it by 9, okay? 31.5 megahertz, okay? So every odd multiple on a quarter wave, you can get another band. It's really pretty cool, it really is. That's why if you build a 40 meter antenna, it's not going to be resonant on 20. It's not going to be double the number. It's going to be triple the number. That gives you 15, right? So it's a neat answer to something that maybe a lot of people don't know. At which point will a resonant unloaded, mean there's no coil, quarter wave antenna become resonant again? It is going to be at odd quarter wave multiples. And by the way, one last thing, this is also the reason why on WRMI we switch frequencies going towards the Pacific and going towards Europe and North Africa. We used to be on 7730 kilohertz. That's where we used to be at. But we had to move it to 7780 kilohertz to go towards Europe and so forth because it was affecting aircraft along the east coast of Florida on the aircraft bands, believe it or not. And that was on a 17th order harmonic. They had the FCC there. They had their engineers there. Everyone was there trying to figure out what was going on, and they finally found it. 17th order harmonic, minor, just a little tiny minor blip going on to the military bands on the East Coast. 17th. Again, odd number. There you go. Congratulations on it. I know it's a long answer, Steve, but you know what? It's important to understand the answer, I think. Hope I explained okay. Andy, thank you. All you guys who played along, thank you. Define resonant. Yeah. Resonant is a point where impedance matches your load. Okay? You don't have you have nothing. Everything is perfect. You have 50 ohms right your antenna, and your radio is happy. Everything's happy. No problems. It's not hard to build antennas. It isn't. It just takes time. And if you have the time, do it. It's one of the most rewarding parts for a hobby is build antennas, I think at least. Yeah. Mr. Abrita, first time here, Kilo 7 Bravo Charlie Echo. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. Happy Sunday. Yeah, Jeff, I always remember length, 468, that's for a half wave, okay? For a half wave dipole. Yep, that's true. So if you're building a quarter wave, 234. Makes it simple. Yeah. Chris, I'm not an expert. I am an expert at making aerials, but not on the band I want. That's pretty good. That's very well put. All right. Guys, I'm going to show you a little bit on the radio today. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, didn't mean that. What was your first amateur radio? We want to make that part of the show. We'd like to get that part going before we finish the show today. Thank you for coming on a Sunday. It's an honor to host the show for you, okay? Let's take a quick look at the 7610. Again, we're on 15 for a reason. And really the reason is, if we go to a full screen, let me go back here to our screenshot. You can see my last contact there. We're trying to work the gentleman in Europe, and it just didn't quite work to the Netherlands. But here is a current MUF map, so it gives you an idea of what's going on now. I'll try and center it just a little bit for you. And take a look at South America. Still way up there on 10 meters. But see, in North America, this is how it's been. 27 megahertz down south now, and you don't get to 10 meters until you're south of there. So really, 15 meters is a great band to be on. And look at Europe. Mainland Europe is still there on 15. That's how good the SFI is charging the atmosphere right now. So we're going to take a look at 15 meters for that very reason, because there might be some stations we'll hear. Just trying to pick him out. And this is again on 15 meters, and we'll see if we can hear anything. More than anything, that's what this will be about. So 15 meters has been golden for us up here in the Northwest. Signal right here.
No problem copying you off the back of the antenna. Name here is Carmen, Charlie Alpha Romeo Mike Echo November, and I am in New Jersey, over.
So 15 is doing very, very well, and go down the band too. I mean, 17 is decent. Here's 17 here in the States. Not a whole lot of stuff going on, but it's playable. It's very workable here. The MUF support 17, and I'm not seeing anything changing on this. This is really kind of cool. Hold on.
I'm sorry, I keep calling you Andy. My mistake.
You can definitely work 17 a long way, say too. 17 is a great DX band.
But I do appreciate it. And you have a very good evening there. Yeah, I see you're probably into the 9:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, something like that. So my very, very best to you and yours. You take care. God bless. And we'll look forward to our next meeting on one of the bands. Thank you. Golf 6 Alpha Delta, Whiskey Tango 0 Sierra, C80.
See, we just can't hear him. But again, he's working. You can.
73, you were about 15 over the last transmission. Have a good one. WG0S is clear.
And you've got definitely a directional antenna there, too, because that's how you'd be able to hear that. At 10 over, for sure. But that's it. Gives you a good idea of what's going on. Today, good day, work 12. Work 15. 15 is going to be really good most of the day. If you got 10, use it. It's always a great band. And you'll get a lot of South America on it, a lot of the southern part of the country, wherever it may be. Australia, Africa, certainly South America is on 10 meters. Try and make the call on 10 if you can. And if you're in the north, like I am at 45th degree parallel, wait as the afternoon progresses. As it gets towards 4 or 5 o'clock, you got more ionization in the atmosphere and a better chance to work 10 meters. But it should be difficult, I think, for the most part, to get 10 up this high north. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you can get a little bit of time if you don't mind waiting until the late afternoon. Turn your radio on, check it out. If not, man, 15 is great. 15 meters made some great calls. Steve made good call too, all the way to Washington State on 10 watts from the UK using 15 meters today. I can see why. All right, guys, I think we're close. I want to make sure we get everybody together. And Jeff, November 4, Papa Oscar Delta, on the World Radio Friendship Award, I have 640 over 25. So that's the consolation prize. Congrats, Jeff. And we made our first FTA call together too, right, mate? That's not bad. All right. My friends, the whole passion of Icom is really to spend time with all of you. That's a lot of fun, but it's also to help people to get their amateur radio license. I waited too long. I did. I thought they had Morse code still in the test, and I tried. I tried hard to learn code. I couldn't. My mind doesn't work that way. So if you're worried about code being the reason you can't get your license, please don't make that the reason. Contact someone like the Radio Society of Great Britain. Let them know where you're located. They're going to send you an amateur radio club that's nearby and help you get licensed. www.rsgb.org. Please hit the contact us bar. I know the people at the RSGB will take good care of you and get you a great amateur radio club that's close to you. My name's Larry. My call sign, Amateur Radio's Kilo 7 Hotel November. It is a joy to spend this time with you every day that I can. Meet us on Discord at ham-radio-live. I'll have a link to it in the description section. Until we meet again, God bless you. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. Goodbye, everybody.
You're watching member-supported WMFE, serving Orlando, Daytona Beach, and Melbourne. At this time, WMFE concludes its broadcast day. WMFE and WMFE DT Orlando is owned and operated by Community Communications Incorporated and broadcasts on channels 23 and 24 as authorized by the Federal Communications Commission. WMFE TV also operates studio to transmitter link KNT99, transmitter to studio link KPE986, intercity relay station WKV20, relay station KPF393, and transmitter to and remote pickup stations KT7310, KE5694. WMFE is owned and operated by Community Communications Incorporated as a nonprofit, non-commercial public television station for East Central Florida. WMFE is community-owned, publicly supported, non-commercial, and non-profit. WMFE depends on contributions and grants from government, both state and federal, foundations, corporations, families, and individuals. WMFE is committed to offering programming that informs, educates, entertains, and enriches a significant audience, while operating in an ethical, legal, and responsible manner. WMFE welcomes your comments and suggestions. Send your correspondence to WMFE President 11510 East Colonial Drive, Orlando, Florida 32817.